Is DJI effectively dead in the US? They're facing a deadline at the end of 2025 that would prevent them from bringing new products into the US, and I've got a lot of questions, so I took those questions right to the people at DJI.
We're disappointed that there hasn't been action sooner.
The Department of War has classified DJI as a Chinese military company. Is that true?
This would impact so many Americans, $116 billion in business.
That's Wayne Baker. He's the director of stakeholder engagements for DJI. Right now, he's in Washington. He's trying to figure out some sort of solution, possibly an extension before that deadline. I got a chance to pick his brain about what is going on with the company right now in this face-off with the US government. Here's my conversation with Wayne Baker. What's happening now? I mean, you guys are just days away from this potential ban, and I know you have been asking and waiting for a review, as they've said was necessary, but that hasn't happened. What's happening right now?
You know, what we're facing is the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act called for an audit of our products, which could restrict our ability to obtain new FCC licenses for products that we would want to bring into the U.S. market. And so that is because it calls for an audit to be done by December 23rd of this year. It was a 1-year timeline for this audit. And unfortunately, because of a lot of things that have happened over the year, we don't really see that audit being completed in time. And so that's the concern, is that we may not potentially get those new FCC licenses for new products that we would want to bring to the U.S. market.
Would you be able to sell existing products?
There is the potential that we could continue to sell existing products. Obviously, customers, as we understand, can be able to continue to utilize products they've already purchased. Again, where we would be able to, bring our new innovative products to market globally, the U.S. customers would not be able to enjoy that same freedom of choice of product here in the U.S.
Well, and obviously a lot of this has surrounded drones, but you talk about something like the Osmo 3, which is a pocket camcorder that DJI makes. I think it's fair to say one of the most popular pocket camcorders out there right now. Are those products included as well? Is this, as far as you guys understand, pretty all-encompassing?
It could potentially be, yes. As you mentioned, we don't just make drones. We make a lot of really great products, like our wireless microphones. In fact, the one I'm using right now, the mini microphone, and a lot of members of Congress themselves use it on their TikTok channels. And unfortunately, if we were to come out with a new, wireless microphone, say, or gimbal, or like you talked about, the handheld gimbals for your cell phone that we make, those could potentially, the newer versions, not be able to be brought to the U.S. market, unfortunately.
Well, and the microphones are a good example too. I mean, they've kind of become the default standard, if you will, for a lot of creators and Instagrammers and YouTubers. Yes. Who all use those microphones. Why do you think this is happening? I mean, as a company, why do you guys think this is happening?
Well, unfortunately, DJI was the first to market with drones. And so we have a lot of U.S. companies that are, trying to, get themselves established. And unfortunately, they're several years behind. We'd love to see a strong, vibrant, U.S. drone manufacturing industry. But unfortunately, that is, their challenge. They're behind our company. And so there's a call for bringing U.S. manufacturing up, and we're a target of that because, we're not the favored country that they're being made in.
Well, I know part of this too, the Department of War has classified DJI as a Chinese military company. Is that true?
No, absolutely not. In fact, we just recently had a court case that while we weren't able to get the judge to get us removed from the list, In fact, the judge said that the Department of Defense has the discretion to put anybody on that list for any reason. We were able to get the judge to understand and agree that there was no basis of fact for us to be on that list. And you know, some of the evidence that was used was a news magazine article, which is not evidence, that's an article. And then there was confusion about engineer that we have who had the same name as an engineer that had done work for the Chinese military, and they were not the same person.
Wow.
But that was what was used to place us on that list.
Well, and you guys have said, like, let's do this audit. I mean, obviously you guys want to continue to sell in the US. You said, let's do this audit. Yeah. Has there been any motion or any progress on that audit? Or as far as you know, has it even been started?
You know, as you said, we've been looking forward to this audit. We've been asking all year for this audit. And the problem in the legislation is no agency was named to conduct the audit. And so there's been a lot that has happened over this year. And so we are not seeing any movement on that audit, which, you know, would take, quite a bit of time to be done fairly and properly. And as we're nearing the deadline of December 23rd for it to be done, no, we're not seeing it completed despite our urging, members of Congress that have urged for it to be done. And we think the American people want to see it done. And we've been audited on numerous occasions already by the U.S. government several times since 2017. And we've been shown to be a trusted manufacturer by these audits. And that's why we look forward to, once again, being able to show that we are a trusted and reliable manufacturer for our U.S. customers.
Is there a chance there's an extension? Have you guys heard from the White House on this? Are there senators or representatives who have said that they might be able to do an extension on this? Because the 23rd of December is the deadline here.
Correct. And that's actually a lot of the work that we've been doing, including myself, to ask for an extension. We're not asking the audit not be done. Again, the opposite. We look forward to having that audit be done. But again, it's going to take time for it to be done fairly and properly. So if we can get an extension from Congress to see it done, which, again, we think they even would want this to be done, and it would be publicly released too, which would be great for transparency. So we're, right now really asking for that extension to be able to have this done properly and fairly.
All right. Is it safe to say that you guys as a company are frustrated with this?
We're disappointed that there hasn't been, action sooner. Frustration. No, we understand a lot of, the issues that surround this technology as a whole. Yeah. But what is disappointing again is that this would impact so many Americans. $116 billion in business, 450,000 jobs, according to the Drone Service Providers Alliance. And, not to mention the hundreds of thousands of users we have, like public safety. My background as a fire chief and using drones to save lives and, missing persons. And then all of the businesses that have come about because of our innovations through agriculture and journalism, even, to really tell that story for your viewers that rely on you. And this is, again, where we're a global company and love being able to provide these innovations around the world, and just the disappointment that American customers wouldn't enjoy that freedom of choice.
Okay, so we've got 13 days before that deadline. Obviously, you guys are working, trying to get some sort of extension in place. If nothing changes between now and December 23rd, then what? Then we're committed to the U.S. market and our customers that have been loyal to us and continue to be loyal to us. And we have a commitment to continue to serve their needs. We're not going to just
back away. We're going to continue to engage any way we can with the U.S. government, this presidency, to say, hey, we value Americans and our customers, and really want to, again, provide that innovation to them that has saved lives and brought forward companies that might not have existed before.
Well, and Wayne, I've heard a lot of people saying they've had a hard time for months now trying to buy a lot of DJI products. Is that related to this, or is that just another issue altogether, or what's going on there?
Well, I can't really speak to specifics, but, again, as a global company, we've had to evaluate over the year a lot of different,
Sure.
Regional issues on our supply chain. So there's, a lot going on around the world. So that has impacted U.S. customers, unfortunately, yes.
Cool. Are you guys hopeful something happens in the next 13 days? Are you optimistic something's going to happen in the next 13 days?
I'm always optimistic that our legislators have been really understanding of our concerns and our customers' concerns, and I've really looked forward to them saying, hey, let's find an equitable solution that provides that answer that they're looking for of, can DJI products be trusted? And I think that, yes, we will see that if we can get that done in time, or an extension that would say, we still want this audit done. We still want to know, and our ability to show, again, that we are a trusted manufacturer. Getting your voice heard is a big thing on issues like this that could impact, again, the ability to provide life-saving uses with this technology, or your small business. So there's organizations like the Drone Advocacy Alliance that our customers can go to and find out a lot of information about how to engage with members of Congress to, again, get their voice heard. Because I can tell you from a fact, from personally talking to congressional offices, they want to hear from those customers. They want to know, how will this impact them?
Right.
Because they want to make informed decisions. And so, again, that goes back to your question about my optimism. Hearing that from them really fills my optimism. So getting their voice heard is really important in this. And if they're looking for information that, again, I've mentioned those other audits that we've had out there that have been conducted, again, by the U.S. government themselves, they can go to our DJI website. We have a Trust Center page on our website that shows a lot of our data security standards and protocols that we use, as well as links to those different audits, and again, show our trustworthiness.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have been as open as possible about this. It's just a matter of figuring out who's going to make the move to actually do this audit, or possibly do an extension so you can do the audit. And the countdown is on. I mean, are you still having good conversations with lawmakers? Are any of them kind of helping DJI right now that you get the sense of? I'm in Washington, D.C. right now, talking to a lot of congressional offices, and every conversation has been great. They're really understanding. They have concerns and understand that we're trying to address those concerns whenever they bring them up. We're really looking at, I think now, engaging with the president, who I know is reasonable, and given a lot of the information and the facts, would take time to himself want to see that audit done, so that he can as well verify that we can be trusted. Well, and obviously his deal as of recent with the Chinese government in terms of easing some of the tariffs, you would think that would only help this situation. I mean, that was somewhat recent, but still, it was, I think, a couple months ago.
Yes, and I think he's working with the Chinese government to get the right position for the U.S. That's his interest, is taking care of us in the U.S. So I think, though, that he also is looking for those fair and equitable answers, and that's where I have that confidence that we can hopefully get that through there.
Hopefully that answered some of your questions about what is currently happening with DJI and what's going to happen next. If you've got more questions, throw a comment below. I'd love to see what you guys think about the current situation. Are you going to miss some of these products if they do in fact go away? And I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel. Helps me grow here on YouTube. I've got a lot more cool tech conversations like this one, unboxings, product reviews right here on the channel. Tech it before you wreck it. I'm Kirk.